Okay, my poem is My Dreams, My Works Must Wait Till After Hell by Gwendolyn Brooks. And the first sentence of the poem is I hold my honey and I store my bread. And I feel like my honey and my bread is what represents her dreams and her works. And this is personal as she uses I and throughout the poem and also my in the title. And she has a very, in the beginning, she has a very calm but sorrowful kind of tone because she's talking about how she has to go somewhere, but she is storing her bread and her honey. And I feel like her will is kind of like her spiritual life, and she's leaving that behind to go to hell. And hell could be like her present life, and she has to she kind of has to go there. And then there's a big shift from that to and none can give me any word but wait. So she's kind of like, her tone also changes to impatient, kind of desperate.
Yeah, I thought like the poem is very symbolic, and so like the idea of hell to me was more of just like any like unhappiness that she is experiencing. She has to like work her way through that before she can get to like her honey and her bread, which is like more like her substantial works and like what sweet like honey would be.
Yes. And also towards the end she says my taste will not have turned insensitive, which I feel like it means that through everything she went through that she's still going to be who she really is. And it says to honey and bread old purity could love, and I feel like the old purity is basically her people, because it's talking about because it relates back to the honey and bread. And I feel like she has of her.
Yeah, it really like hints to the idea of like her old life, or like how she's like trying to get back to like a simpler time, because she like talks about how she's like trying to like remember to go home towards the end, and how she's like trying to keep this memory alive in hopes of like finding it again in her future. And that kind of helps contribute to the hopeful tone of the poem, and how she's like, although like she is very unhappy and tired and it's kind of darker, that she still has this attitude of hopefulness for the future.
Yeah, and she still remembers, like it says right here, I can manage my road to the home. So she still is longing to go back home, and no matter what she has been through, because it says the double days of my hurt, which could be, like you said, all that present life she's in. So she wants.
Something that I've found very significant, like, and helped contribute to the poem's meaning, is in the beginning of the poem. It uses very like short and like simple sentences. Like, for example, it says like, "I am very hungry and I am incomplete" in the fifth line, I believe, fourth or fifth line. And then like but then like as the shift, as Anna was saying, like it shifts from like this a new idea, and it uses like a very like the whole second half of the poem is like the same sentence, and it carries on and uses like more modifiers and more like phrases and clauses, and it kind of shows how like she's like carrying on with this life, and it keeps going and going and going, and she just like wants to like get back to her honey and her bread, essentially.
Yes, and also her language is very picturestic, I said, because it's basically like you said right here, all of this is kind of relating back to just this one sentence, that she's describing her experiences in what she calls hell, which could be her life or something she went through.